What up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to do a market update on Bitcoin because we have some amazing news. If we head down towards the super chart of Bitcoin, USDT, we have seen a bunch happening. And in the previous streams that I've had and did, I always said if we want to continue to, obviously to continue to maybe 150, maybe 180 on the Bitcoin, we have to pull down a bit. We have to recharge because the momentum has been reduced, as you can see. So, what happened lately? If we dive into the price, we can clearly see that we have had a lower low, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then we had our higher high again, which was also the all-time high. And eventually we broke through the line. If we zoom in into the price, we can clearly see that a order block has been filled from over here. So it had a nice close on the big push up, basically. And what was basically important here is we needed a lower low. We needed our first lower low in order for this pattern to continue. So in most cases you see let me draw a path right here. In most cases you see a nice trend line, right? And in order for things to change into a down pattern, we need to see a lower low compared to this one, a pullback, and then continuation, which means that this will be our indication. This is the first time we have been broken through a low, which is an indication, and our confirmation will be right over here at the retest of that trend line, basically. And this could be like a level or whatever. However, it didn't do that yet, because this is basically the situation whenever price goes down, and then obviously you have another downtrend, like so. So this is what we needed to see on Bitcoin. Well, at first it didn't happen. We didn't make that lower low directly. However, we did had a nice retest, roughly at 79. So if we draw a nice horizontal line over on, let's say, this price over here, we can clearly see that there has been a nice level over here, right? We had a nice rebound over here, a bunch of tricking trees over there, and eventually we had this nice pullback. So did we had an amazing breakout over here? No. However, because we had that retest on a level and this trend line, continuation happened. And what happened during that period? We had created our first lower low. So this is basically our first indication. Okay, so what do we need to see happening right now? Let me just remove these. What are we looking for right now? Like, what is something that Bitcoin has to do market structure wise? Okay, obviously what we need to see right now is a nice pullback again, and then this price will be very, very important. It will be very important for this area. Let's say 92 to 95 is a very important area for Bitcoin. And why is that? It's simply because we had our indication of that first lower low, and now we need a confirmation. Because if we have a confirmation, Bitcoin will go down even further. But this is currently the situation, yeah? We have broken out of the trend line months ago. We had a pullback on the retest on the trend line. We've broken through, and now we have created a new trend line. Then we can clearly see that obviously we are pushing up a bit again. So this is the new trend line that we're having. And this is basically showing us that price will most likely go back up again. And obviously this is our area of interest. What we can also clearly see is a nice double bottom. So what we would like to see now is price to push up, have a retest on the neckline, and then continue pushing up. That would be ideally on the pattern that it's showing right now. What we are looking for now is roughly over here, where we might look for a short opening. Right over here, but it could also be right over here. So that's what I'm looking for. However, I kind of don't wish for Bitcoin to hit this and then go down, because obviously we would like to see Bitcoin rise up into the moon. But this is just market structure wise, okay? We have been clearly seeing a nice uptrend, and then we have basically made our first lower low. So we have to be patient. We have to look forward to whatever might happen. And this is also with Trump and the news and all that kind of stuff. This was just a quick explanation on the market structure wise. If you're trading or new to trading, make sure to check out the next videos that I'm going to be making, because I'm going to be talking about how to learn trading crypto basically on the basis to maybe well advanced. And actually we have two situations over here, yeah. So if we expand to the weekly, you can clearly see that we have a nice double bottom here. What we would like to see now is to have a retest into the area over here. Stop loss above the high. Be careful for liquidity sweeps with that. And then for the short, your target will be either this impulse up, or I would like the 42k. Price breaking the trend, hitting our entry, continuation down towards this one. If we fail to, obviously if we succeed to push up, we have made a higher high, then obviously this is our next point of interest. And why is that so? Because right over here is our 1 week gap. There we go. I hope this has helped you on your situation at the moment, looking at Bitcoin or the future plans for Bitcoin. Right now, I think, obviously, in a dip, it's the best way to buy. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. However, this is something that I'm looking for, from my point of view, is stacking up now for a possibly new all-time high. Just keep it in mind, guys. A lot of people are looking to take this short because market structure, it's the basics. And this basically says, hey, we have a indication and a possibly confirmation for the downside. Okay? Keep that in mind.